So welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, I'm happy to have Hannah Rankin. How you doing, Hannah?
I'm doing really well, Joel. How about yourself? You good?
Yeah, really good. You're fresh off the back of your points win in South Africa. How are you feeling?
I feel really good, fantastic to get the first one done this year. I think all fighters want to be out and about, so I feel very lucky to have had that opportunity. It was fantastic being in South Africa. Everybody was very welcoming and just a great buzz, a real sort of fight history out there, as well as a lot of boxers, a lot of people getting involved. So yeah, it was really good, and I was very pleased with my performance. She was tough, and I put on a really good performance, so very happy, and at the new weight. So yeah, really pleased.
Yeah, definitely. Sitting at welter now, and that's going to be the next part of your journey. But why South Africa? Why did you go over there for sort of your first sort of fight at that new weight?
So basically, obviously, due to the current situation, there's not a lot of fights going about yet. There's no sort of shows on at the moment, really, apart from the big ones like the Matchroom and the occasional Frank Warren show. So my manager, Sam Kinnock, Kinnock Promotions, a little bit of advertising there. He's my Scottish manager, and he's a great guy. He's always looking to think outside the box. He's all about his fighters. So he's made a connection with, over in South Africa, with Fight Africa Promotions. And basically the opportunity came about that they do a kind of a connection between there and Scotland. And so I went over to Africa under the banner of Fight Africa Promotions and Sam Kinnock Promotions, obviously, to fight over there. And there was myself and Mo Ali Bayat from Kinnock, and he set up this connection over there. And it's an opportunity, once the world opens up again, for their fighters to come to Scotland as well and fight, and give the opportunity to some of the African fighters, because we often have a problem where you can't get the African fighters over to the UK due to visa issues. I've had 4 opponents that I meant to have fought from various places in the whole of Africa, but they just can't come because of visa issues. So it's been a great connection that Sam set up, and this was the first fight under that banner, and it was really, really successful. So yeah, very happy.
Yeah. Do you think you'll head back over there again at some point?
Absolutely intend to head back over there. I think Cape Town stole my heart a little bit, I must admit. It is somewhere that I've been that I'm really very sad to have left. Some amazing fighters as well. I've been working a lot out in the gyms there, especially at the Mad for MMA gym. And everybody was just so welcoming. And like I said, there's a real sort of boxing history and background out there. So it's just really good to be part of it, really. So yeah, hopefully out there again soon.
So now we're up to date with Hannah Rankin as we know now, but if we go right back, where did it all begin for you as a boxer? When did boxing sort of come into your life?
So boxing came into my life in my early sort of 20s when I moved to London to do my masters at the Royal Academy of Music. I moved up here and I was doing the masters, and I wanted to continue doing some sort of fitness, and I've always enjoyed combat sports. I did taekwondo as a child, so I went into gym box to go and train, and I met my coach, Noel Callan, and also Derek Sweet D. Williams. And they both introduced me to boxing. I fell in love with it, and I was just doing it for fitness about the age of 23, 21, 22, 23. And I then went into white collar to raise some money for charity as well, because I wanted to compete as well. I was doing all this training and for fitness. I was like, you know what, I want to give it a go. So I did white collar boxing. And then I wanted to go to the next level, so we went down the professional route, because my coach, Noel Callan, he tried to get rid of me, tried to get me to go to an amateur club and said you should go and join an amateur club, but I didn't want to leave my team, and so I wanted to go down the pro route. So I went to some sparring with Michaela Lauren, Kelly Morgan. Definitely eye-opening experience when you've just come from the white collar circuit to the real professionals. But I found that I was really obsessed by it and really into it. So turned professional about 23, and here I am now.
Yes, what a journey, eh? And along the way, the gold you've picked up along the way, all those titles along the way. So, where do you sort of see yourself heading next? Obviously you've just come up to welter, so what are the next stage? Because obviously I know world title is your sort of the long-term, well, I say long-term ambition, but it's the next ambition, isn't it, to get there? But so where next?
My kind of goal this year is to have at least 3 fights. because, you know, I like to stay active, and also I'm kind of in the prime. My body's in this great, you know, in a great position right now, and I feel really good. So I want to have at least 3 fights this year. Hopefully pick up a title of some sort, maybe a European or a Commonwealth, or you know, a silver title, something like that this year at welterweight, and put myself in a good solid position for aiming to go for that world title at welterweight in 2022. So that's kind of like my focus.
Yeah. No, I think it's amazing, as I say, what you've achieved so far already. You know, it just speaks volumes to the sort of character you are, and you know, the determination you've got to keep on pushing for the next thing. You're never one of those fighters that settles. You know, you won your world title and you were like, right, now I'm going to go after someone big, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to prove myself. And you keep proving yourself every time. And, you know, I think you're just going to keep doing it at welter. You know, you've just got it in you. It's the Scottish blood, I think.
Absolutely. We're a determined bunch. And also, I think as well for me is that I like to set myself goals and challenges. I always have things and plans on the horizon. And Noel is just as competitive as I am. So we always have to have good goals in the diary and things that we want to work towards. But yeah, no, coming down to welterweight, it seems to have been like a fantastic move for me, and I really want to establish myself at that weight this year, so that when I do get that chance to go for the big 4, I'll be taking one of those home. So, you know, it's good to have that sort of mindset, and I think people work better if you have goals, especially as an athlete. You know, professional athletes, I couldn't stagnate. It'd be such a waste of like my time as an athlete, and also I came to the sport late, so you know, I want to get as much done as I can whilst I can. And as a fighter, I'm always progressing, I'm always developing, because I didn't have that long amateur background. So every time I step in the ring, it's more experience as a fighter is taking me further along. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying the journey, to be honest.
No, as I say, I think, you know, you've just got that. You've just got it. And you're either sort of built with that, aren't you? You can't teach that sort of drive that you've got. So, you know, and like you say, you've got Noel with you as well, and he's going to drive you. You know, I'm sure he's just the other side of the camera, isn't
he? Yeah, no, we've got to get training done today. We're, you know, whilst we're in quarantine, hopefully going to have some fight news actually relatively soon, which I can't tell you, unfortunately. Sorry.
Hannah.
sorry. But I'm stuck in quarantine for 10 days. But I'm going to start my training whilst I'm here. We are allowed out for like half an hour at a time to do a little bit. So I'm going to go do some sprints in the car park. Look like a crazy person.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, everyone else is using their time to go out for like a smoke break, and I'm going out to do sprints and laps in the car park, you know. But yeah, no, it's good, and it's great to have this sort of focus, because, you know, life's too short. You might as well get going and see what you can do with your time. Yeah,
definitely. While Noel can hear me, just a shout out to Noel as well. I know he is a top bloke. I know he's always on Twitter as well. But
yeah. He's just giving you a big thumbs up.
yeah, generally. But yeah, I think the team you've got, you've just got it sorted. You've got a great foundation to work from, and I think that's half the job done, isn't it? Or the majority of the job done.
It's so important as a fighter, and it's probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I give to any fighter, male or female, coming through. Make sure you've got a solid team around you of people that really have your best interests at heart. I want you to succeed as well as you can at whatever level you're going for, because, you know, if one part of the team isn't working, like you're not getting on with your promoter or your manager or your trainer, like it can really stall your progress as a fighter. So it's important to get those people around you and get that support, and then, you know, anything's possible.
Yeah, no, definitely. So just before we go, I'm going to ask you, if there's a young girl at the gym who's looking to try and get through and, you know, make it in the boxing world, what advice do you give them?
So apart from obviously, like I just said about the team being really important, my main advice is to trust yourself, because you're the person that knows yourself the best. You know, nobody else is going to know you as well as you do. And find out what works for you in training. You know, it might not be the same as everybody else. You might not be following the same route. You might be coming at it from a different angle. But trust yourself, trust the process, and everything will come. You know, you've just got to put in that hard work and believe in yourself. And yeah, I think that's probably my best advice. Believe in yourself, because it doesn't matter what anybody says. If you believe you can do something, then you go and do it. And that's how it should be.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm going to chuck one more thing at you, actually, while I've got you here, because,
yeah,
I know you're probably going to get ready to go for your sprints in the car park for half an hour in a minute. But Shannon Courtney versus Ebony Bridges.
Yep. You want my prediction?
Quite an interesting one.
Yeah, actually, it is a really interesting one. I kind of was expecting it, and I wasn't expecting it. Do you know what I mean? I feel really sorry for Rachel. Having myself having had COVID before Christmas, I know what she's going through, and it's just horrible. There's a lot, like, it just takes longer than you think, and yeah, to recover, it just takes time. So get well soon to her as soon as possible. But yeah, I think Ebony, she's got real fire about her, but Shannon's like really developed technically. I really think her technical development has improved, and she looks good in the ring. So it'll just be whether or not she can outbox Ebony, and whether or not Ebony lands it, because I think Ebony's quite a big puncher. So I think we've got a power versus boxer sort of thing. So I think it's actually quite an interesting fight. And I'm looking forward to it, actually, to be honest.
So you're not going to give me a prediction?
Okay. Prediction-wise, okay, yeah. I predict that Shannon wins on points.
Okay. Yeah. As I say, I think, like you were saying, it comes down to the approach, doesn't it? If she's going to go in and she's going to go for that sort of tactician boxing style, then that's how she works it. But I think if she goes for a fight, which I think Ebony's probably going to try and wind her up, get into her head, try and sort that out. The whole bikinis on the scales thing going.
As long as Shannon can not get pulled into all of that sort of stuff, and she doesn't get kind of dragged into kind of like a mental war about things, then I think, and she sticks behind her boxing, she could do really well. But I think Ebony's great at what she does. Like she'll wind her up, she'll try and pull her in, and the mind games are such an important part when it comes to boxing pre the fight. It's a huge part of it. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out. But yeah, Ebony she's a big puncher, so it'll be interesting to see as if Shannon can stay out of the fight and just keep boxing. So yeah, it's quite exciting quite exciting one, really, to be honest.
Yeah. No, now it's been added, I think, to the Conor Benn card. So yeah, that's going to be a cracking card, I think. Anyway, so
I love Conor Benn. I could watch him fight. I love the fact that he's so determined and focused, and he came from a different sort of background as well. And obviously, having a famous dad, it kind of makes it difficult for you. But he's doing his own thing, and he's working really, really hard. And I just love to watch him. It's always exciting when he's fighting.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I look forward to hearing your fight news soon, even though you won't tell me. And sorry. I blame you, Noel. But obviously it's something that's coming up soon. I'm not fishing for it, but it's obviously something coming up soon. And I just look forward to the great news, because looking forward to seeing you back in the ring again and doing what you do best. So
thank you so much. I can't wait to get in there myself. It just feels like I know it was only a week ago, but it feels like forever ago. So I'm just kind of getting excited about it already. So yeah. Good.
I really appreciate your time, and I know when I texted you the other day, you were still in South Africa, because it's all been a bit mad. But I hope quarantine goes quick and you can get back to get back to doing what you love. So
yeah, no doubt I'll be shadowboxing in the room, like literally. I'll go stand in this corner and do some shadowboxing. I'll move to the next corner. It's just about as exciting as it gets.
Well, at least you're passing the time. You're doing something practical, aren't you? So
absolutely.
But no, go and enjoy your sprints, and as much as you can. And I'll see you soon. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, and great to finally catch up in person, or as in person can be. But yeah, great to catch up, and thanks very much.
No problem. You take care.
Yeah, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Hannah Rankin, what an absolute star. She's going places. Great to see her get her points win the other day in South Africa. And now she's moved to welter. great decision. I think she's just going to go and get that title. I think she's got that mindset and she knows what she wants to do. Really impressed with her and lovely to meet her for the first time. And Noel's doing a great job too. So yeah, you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And yeah, if you like what we do, hit the subscribe button and check out the rest of the content. But yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thank you.